good morning, good afternoon, good evening, when or whenever you may be. Folks, welcome. Today, in this video, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about some of the measures that the EU is trying to apply to avoid price gouging in fuel. After we watch this video that I'm going to show you, which is from Euronews, and it's talking about exactly that. And I also heard it here in Portugal in the news because our government talked about it. Then I'm going to explain to you a bit how this will not just affect companies in Europe, but also companies that sell into Europe and, of course, do not have their headquarters here. Okay, so first of all, let's watch the video and then we can talk a bit about it. Okay, let's watch. Let me just put the legends here.
6 EU countries are intensifying calls for a bloc-wide windfall tax on oil companies as profits surge amid the war in the Middle East. Finance ministers from Germany, Italy, Austria, Poland and Portugal, along with Spain's economy minister, urged Ireland to put the issue on the agenda for next month's meeting of EU finance chiefs in Dublin. The ministers called for an EU-wide framework to tax windfall profits, drawing on the temporary levy introduced in 2022 after Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Beyond the proposal, Germany's finance minister Lars Klingbeil said that excessive crisis profits should be returned to consumers. Energy companies have posted major earnings as the war disrupted shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. However, the EU has not yet signaled plans for a new levy. The letter remains a preliminary draft while political divisions persist within member states, including Germany.
Right. First of all, let's explain what they are trying to do. With the crisis in the Straits of Hormuz caused by the United States of America and by Israel, they are the ones causing this. Let's not forget this. And I'm going to repeat this each and every video that I make because I think it's very important for people to remember this and to engrave it in their mind. We have to understand and know who is to blame for this. So once again, due to the crisis in fuel caused by the United States of America and by Israel, we are having many issues in terms of us supplying our markets with oil and gas. Even, for example, if Portugal and Spain receive it from North Africa, it doesn't make a difference because, like the dumb American president apparently does not know, or better yet, he pretends that he does not know, because this way he can earn more money from price speculation on the stock market or wherever he is investing his dark money. He doesn't seem to understand this, but oil is a global commodity, meaning when something happens to oil anywhere, to oil support or supply or whatever, it affects the entire world because the prices, they also increase because we are living in a global economy. We are not living in some kind of 19th century wet dream by some fascist. This is the world we are living in. And this windfall tax that I happen to agree with, it's going to say this: if the oil and gas companies are getting more money for their companies and for their stock, okay, and for the people that invest in them, well, they are going to pay more in taxes. And the issue here is that they are trying to design this in a way that they will not be able to transfer that tax that they are going to get into the consumers. This is a problem here in Portugal. This is a problem in France. This is a problem in Germany. This is a problem anywhere. Because around here we have politicians that think about these things. Because you Americans, you are paying more for your oil and gas because of your president. Again, because of the war that the United States of America and Iran started that caused the closure of the Hormuz Strait. You Americans, you are paying more because it's a global commodity. And you can produce it all that you want. That will not change that fact. And your president is not putting any windfall taxes on the oil companies. I wonder why. And they are earning a lot of money. But the money that those companies, that are also here, some of them, will win here in Europe, that tax will go directly to the states that then can use it to compensate the consumers. And this is what is in discussion right now. Because they need to find a way of doing it. And don't worry, they will find a way to do it. Unlike some people sometimes like to open their mouths to spew shit, things get done here. This is not a paradise. This is not heaven. Okay, I don't like, for example, that the control over chats and messages is still on. But in the other hand, I understand why it is needed. When we see what is happening, for example, right now in Ceuta, where a Facebook publication originating in the United States and all of the organization that is behind it coordinated an attack on Spanish sovereignty. Okay, when all of this is happening, when people are dying because of that, I understand why they need to have more control over chats and over communications and all of that. I understand why. I also understand that they do it according to our law. And our law protects our rights. Sometimes it even protects too much. Because there are some people that take advantage of the system to get by, so to speak. But even then, I understand it. So, what you have to understand about this windfall, this is a short video, okay? It's another one of those, like I told you, of the Newswatch that I'm going to be doing to just go straight to the point and talk about the news and give you a bit of information. If this is approved, it will be extremely important because it will set precedents. And we need to start setting precedents in the EU. We need to start putting guardrails. So all of those American companies and also the British companies, I think Shell or whatever, I don't recall the name of it, but when they are acting in our backyard, their little the people that own them, their investors, they're not going to be able to price gouge here like they do in the United States and elsewhere. And this will set an example that then will be followed by other countries and other blocks of countries and other economies. And this is very important because we need to put some fairness back into the economy. Some days ago, someone called me a communist. And I told him, I'm not a leftist, and I'm not. I think the positions in much of the left are too black and white. Just like I don't like fascists, I don't like extremists anywhere. But I do agree in this. I think capitalism, when it's controlled, properly controlled, it's beneficial for everyone. Because it incites competition amongst people, it incites people to strive to get more, strive them to do more. But we have to put some morality in this, and we have to say, yes, you can get more, but you cannot burn the planet to do it. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? And again, I will repeat this: cap wealth to a level. After that level, that person can, or whatever wealth that person or that company gets, they can no longer take advantage of it. Okay, they have to return it to the community. They can do whatever they want. Okay, they can build theaters, they can build power plants, they can give it to science, they can give it to medicine, they can do it whatever they want. But we as a society, we have to start having this type of policies. Levies, caps, limits. Because we cannot have people, we cannot have trillionaires trying to topple governments, like Mr. Musk has been doing in the United Kingdom. What Mr. Musk did with Doge in the United States. Like Mr. Trump is doing. Okay? These are things that we cannot have in our societies. Because number one, we don't need them, and number two, it causes suffering to people. And we have to stop this. Okay? Everyone is going to suffer with climate change, but no one is going to suffer more than the ones that are living in the poorest areas of our planet. And this is something that we have to come to terms with. This is something that we have to understand. We have to take our heads out of our asses and start doing something about it. We have to start fighting for our rights. You don't need to be violent about it. You can do something as simple as this. You can do something as simple as this. This company is not acting correctly, then I'm not going to buy their stuff. Simple as that. And you tell your neighbor, and your neighbor tells his family, and everyone acts as a unit, and we do this. We have to stop to put convenience ahead of morality. Sometimes you need to be disturbed, to be bothered, to do something. And you cannot think just about yourself in your present time. You have to think about the future. We have to start to do today things against, for example, climate change. We have to start to doing it today. And we have to be absolutely certain that we will never see normal weather patterns again. We won't. I think the last people to see normal patterns of weather were people like me when we were kids. No one will see normal patterns of weather again. Understand this, accept it, and move on. But we cannot be thinking that old logical, I will be dead by then, what do I care? You cannot think this way. That is being petty, that is being selfish, and that is being absolutely stupid. So again, I really hope that this levy starts to be applied, and I hope that more levies come after this one. Levies on water, levies on energy, other energy, levies on absolutely everything that needs to be levied. Because we need to put some morality in this shit. And this is the only way of having a fair society. A fair society is a society where everyone has to contribute to the collective. And I'm an introvert, okay? I know the feeling. But even so, I contribute to my society. And I hope that others do the same. Because we don't need to like each other, okay? You don't need to like everyone in your society. But all of you need to live as a society and with civility. Civility is something that we sorely lack in society these days. People are too focused on their dumb ass. They need to rise from their slumber and start doing something. Weekend protests like they have in the United States, it serves nothing. Like I told you, like I spoke about in my stream this Saturday. Okay, he is still building his ballroom. Okay, he's still doing it. ICE is still arresting and disappearing people. He just blew up the Kuzma agreement with Canada because he wanted to dictate to Canada who they could trade with. You cannot trade with this person. And this is another thing I think the EU and people in the EU and all of us Europeans, we need to tell this to our politicians. Don't negotiate with that lunatic. You want to buy LNG that is a bit more expensive from Canada? Buy it from Canada, please. In fact, I insist that you buy it from Canada. Buy it from wherever you want. Make trade agreements with whoever you need. But bad people, like Kanye was saying, bad people only give you bad deals. And we cannot negotiate with these people. We cannot even deal with these people. We need to end this once and for all. We need to start to apply these levies, apply these fines, moralize all of this shit. Society needs morality. We don't need religion. We don't need religious morality. We don't need that shit. We don't need crutches. No, this society, we don't need bloody crutches. We need to do what is right. And what is right is for those that are price gouging on our asses to pay more. This is what we have to do, and this is the path to the future. And some people will say, oh, you're killing capitalism. And no, if I'm killing your type of capitalism, then I'm glad. If I'm killing the type of capitalism that you are defending, I'm glad. I hope it dies. Alongside with communism, alongside with all of that shit, all of that fascism and religious zealotry, alongside with all of that shit, I hope that we bury that shit in the past. Because we are coming to a tipping point in our evolution. If we don't bury that shit, we are going to get extinct. And this is something people need to come to terms with. We are not fucking around. We are not playing around. You need to do something for your society, for the future. So get up of your ass and do something. For God's sakes. Okay, you see this? Turn on the camera, record the video and publish it. And talk about it. Talk about what? For example, you're in America, pick up your phone and film a video and show the world what is happening in your society, in your community. What is happening to Dave next door? What is happening to the old lady that lives a couple of blocks away? What is happening with the people that are forced to live in their cars or in the street? But do something about it. You see someone hungry, my friend, if you have bread and if you have something to put in it, make a sandwich and give that sandwich to that person. Don't ask for that person to say thank you, because sometimes people are so jaded they don't even know what to say. Just that simple act is something. The simple act of getting up and allowing an old lady or a woman or a child to sit in your seat because you can stand. Simple things, simple politeness. This is something Americans don't understand when they come to Europe, because here we still have that. We have our issues, and we already have idiots around here that are contaminated by your shit. But we still have that. Get out, get up. Get up, my friend. Do something. Like my dad used to tell me, to stop is to die. Don't stop. Keep moving. Keep going ahead. Because that is the path to the future. Well, folks, sorry for the rant and the outbursts, but you know, this is me. The real me, okay? I don't fuck around. I don't try to be something that I'm not. Thank you very much, folks, for watching my videos. Thank you very much for subscribing to my channel. Thank you very much for giving me the views. It gives me hope that more people are watching what I'm saying, and more people are perhaps doing the same thing that I am doing. Okay? And please, drop me your comments in the videos. Let me know your opinion. It's important for me to have feedback. It's important for me to know what you think. Okay? And if you don't want to drop a like, well, drop a comment. Well, if you can like the video, please like, because that way the algorithm might get a bit better, and they might stop shadow banning some certain videos that I do. One of the reasons why right now I'm just calling them Newswatch, okay, this type of videos, because I found out that each time a keyword was in the title, well, the videos were shadowed. But look, that's life, and even YouTube will either change, okay, or grow extinct, or something better will come around. But let's see. For now, this is where we are, and this is what we have. We have to use the tools that we have, folks. Thank you very much for coming, and have yourselves a great day.